Ring details. Can we have some details on your ring? When is your next trip? Would you guys ever move to Florida? Do you think social media, vlogs, podcast will always be a side hustle for you? Would you ever do this full time? Hi everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Brianna, and today we've got a very fun coffee chat. I'm just getting my little mirror set up over here because we are gonna be putting on some makeup today, because why not? Sometimes you just feel like it, and today is one of those days. My phone is buzzing and getting me really distracted. All right, we are all set. Phone turned off. Well, not turned off, it's on just like do not disturb, but I was getting a little distracted. Anyone else get distracted when they like hear their phone buzz and they just feel like they need to be like checking their phone 100 times? I don't know, I think I'm rambling, but welcome to the coffee chat. If you're new, every month I just started this past year because Jessica Braun, another YouTuber that I follow and absolutely love, does a kind of like coffee chat every month where she tries some new beauty products, she hangs out, she chats, and I loved the idea and I kind of wanted to implement it for myself. So we do the same thing over here on my channel, just a little bit different with a little bit of a different flair. How it works is I put a question box over on my Instagram page. I'll tag my Instagram down below and it's just at Brianna Tata if you want to follow me on Instagram. But I always put up a like question box and I ask you guys to throw in questions, topics, things that you want to talk about. This month is by far my favorite month of questions that we have ever gotten. You all came through. So there's some questions on wedding, questions on if me and Corey are moving, where we want to live, some questions about upcoming travel plans, some Disney plans, how I structure my goals, some work tips and tricks, anything regarding like YouTube and my side hustle. So I'm excited because today is going to be a really fun day. I've got my nice little iced coffee over here. Ooh, that sounded kind of nice. I love when my nails are clacking around, but we've got a delicious little iced coffee today and we are just going to dive right into it. I will say the makeup look that I'm going for today is very much like clean girl, simple summer. Let's call it like a simple summer look because now that it is, obviously I'm in Florida right now. We leave in a few days. Well, not a few days, but like about a week and a half or so. And now that I'm tan, I like to wear not as much makeup, like I won't go as full glam. And I realized yesterday when I was filming this video and I ended up just deleting all the footage because it was really chaotic and I was not having a good self-image day, my Giorgio Armani foundation in the shade 6 is like way too light compared to my actual skin tone. So we need a summer shade of my Giorgio Armani. So we're gonna go in with some different things today, but we've got two new things to try. We're gonna try a new brush. We're gonna try a new blush, I think. So we've got a few little fun things to try. So let's get into this month's coffee chat. All right, so we are gonna get into some details here. So the first question was ring details. Can we have some details on your ring? So I'll put my ring as close up to the camera as I can without it getting really funny, but here is an up close and personal at my ring. I love my ring. I love it more than anything in this entire world, and Corey did such a phenomenal job. And we need to get some sun protection. So we're gonna go in first with the Sun Touchable Whoa Glow by e.l.f. I'm keeping this away from my eyes. I think this is what has been kind of not feeling super great in my eyes, but anyway, my ring details. So for starters, Corey and I had such a Corey when we originally started just dating and starting to talk about engagement anyway. I mean, I knew the moment I met Corey that we were gonna get married and engaged, and I knew that I wanted to spend my life with Corey. However, with that being said, I also knew that a goal of mine, or something that I had kind of always dreamed of, was this idea of trying on engagement rings or trying on diamonds, right? You only, in my opinion, get one engagement ring your whole life. I don't love the idea of an upgrade. That's just me personally. I love that my one ring is what I'll have forever, and it really holds a lot of sentimental value, that one ring. So I wanted something just like, I don't want to call it a one and done, but I knew that I was only going to get one ring. So I really wanted to go ring shopping. I knew what I wanted. I knew that I wanted an oval cut diamond. However, I did try on a few others. I tried on an emerald cut. I tried on a cushion cut. I just didn't love them for me as much as I really loved the oval. So ended up getting this oval. I ended up actually trying on this exact diamond when we were at the jeweler. So for my ring details, I have a 2.12 carat oval cut diamond. I don't remember the documents at home, but it's like really high clarity, almost colorless. It is on a yellow gold band with white gold like titanium prongs or something along the lines. The reason why is because I did not want it to be on gold prongs and you see like little gold sections in each of the corners of where the diamond is. I didn't want that, so that is my diamond. Again, 2.12 carat oval cut diamond on a gold band. I love it. It is perfect for me. Next, bridal party, small or big. So we are doing an extremely small bridal party. I'm also going to go in with the Summer Fridays sheer skin tint for just a little bit of light coverage over my Sun Touchable Woe Glow. So we want really small bridal parties. We actually even considered for a little bit not even doing any bridal parties, just not for any bad reason. I don't know. I like bridal parties. I think that they're nice. However, I don't know, we just weren't super into them. So we have decided exactly what we're gonna do for our bridal parties. We're gonna keep that a secret just online right now, because we are gonna be asking the individuals, like relatively, I think soon, within the next, 1 or 2 months here, that they, if they would like to be in our bridal party. I mean, they're not gonna say no, right? Like there's they don't say no, but we are gonna ask people soon, so we just kind of want to keep that not super private, but private enough right now, because if people watch the video and they assume it's them or it's not them or whatever it might be, then we just kind of want to keep that a little bit to ourselves. But we're definitely going with a small bridal party for sure. Next question, engagement photos, do you think it's worth it? 1000% yes. I think that our engagement photos were by far one of the best, if not the best thing that we have paid for since we have been engaged. Our engagement photos are absolutely stunning. Our photographer, Haley Clegg, is one of my really good friends at work. She owns a photography business, and we actually have officially booked her for our wedding, so I'm very excited. I'll put her handle and just like her entire website down below if you're looking for a photographer. She's just amazing. She's so thoughtful. She's a natural at this photography thing, and I just love her. But anyway, my engagement photos, do I think it was worth it? Yeah, I think it's by far one of the best things that we've booked since being engaged, because I mean, honestly, we don't have a lot of professional photos done, and iPhone quality photos are great, right? But it was just really nice to have some photos that really celebrate our engagement. We did them in Boston. We did a sunrise and a sunset shoot. It was just a really, really beautiful moment, and I am so elated at the fact that we did end up actually going with doing our engagement photos. So the other thing that I would say is, if your significant other is not as excited about them, I would just have a really open conversation. I actually don't think our engagement photos would have been as fun if Corey wasn't super excited. Also, I don't know if you can hear birds. I am sitting outside because I'm getting my last little bit of fresh air, but I really do think it is so imperative and important that your significant other is just as excited about them as you are, because Corey loves having his picture taken. We all know this, but if he wasn't excited about getting our engagement photos done, I actually don't know if it would have been as fun, because it would have felt like it was just something for me rather than something for us. So I recommend just like making sure your significant other is like just as excited about them. Next question, what city do you and Corey hope to live in? We hope to live in, we don't really have any cities at the moment. We really like a few different kind of like cities and towns in Connecticut and a few different cities and towns in Rhode Island. I would prefer to live in Connecticut. I mean, selfishly, obviously my family is there, but we really are going to go where the housing market is in the next year and a half. I think at the end of the day, we are living at my mom's, we're saving a ton of money, we're bouncing between family, just because we want to set the rest of our life up for a lot of success, and this is the perfect opportunity in our life to do so. So in terms of like what city do we hope to live in, we're not really sure. I know that we definitely miss Boston, but we could never buy there. It's just not something that would be affordable or feasible. So we're just hoping that in the next year and a half we can buy a home, and we are very excited about that. Would you guys ever move to Florida? So we have definitely thought about moving to Florida before. So we really, really wanted to. I'm also gonna go in with just a little bit of Hourglass concealer. This one's really light, so I'm hoping it doesn't make my face too starky white. So we're just gonna go in with like the littlest bit just to conceal those under eyes. We really thought about, honestly, moving to Florida when our lease ended in January, back when we were moving out of Boston. However, we were not going to move to Florida and move in with my dad. We actually wanted for a really long time to move to Florida and rent an apartment, and like we actually wanted to move here for a few years. However, after getting engaged, after starting to plan a wedding, thinking about a family, wanting to buy a home, Florida just at this point in our life really isn't in the cards. I don't want to start a family and not be near our own family. I really want their help. I want their support. I want my children to be close to their family, their extended families. So for us, moving to Florida right now, or at this stage in our life, really didn't make too much sense for us. However, with that being said, I do want to preface that we are hoping once we are, older, we have kids, we're ready to move, we would 1000% move to Florida for 6 and 6, right? Or, you know, come down here a good amount. We also work from home, so if there's ever vacations or things, you know, potentially buying in the future down here could be something for us where, you know, when we work from home and our kids are on break, or it's the summer, or they've got weeks off of school or whatever it is, we would definitely come to Florida. But for right now in our life, it is just like not 100% in the cards, but never say never. All right, next let's move into some travel questions. So what luggage do I use? I use my Away luggage. It is the best thing in the entire world. I love it more than anything. We are also, really quickly, even before I even talk more about that, we are gonna try a new brush today. This is the, I'm literally taking it out of the plastic, as you can see. This is the Dibs double-sided brush. I'm gonna see if you can see the little dibs right here. Really cute. But this is the Dibs, like, super famous fancy brush. It is, oh my god, it is like beautifully soft. Holy cow, I was not expecting it to be that soft. We're going in with this Dibs brush today. I'm excited to try just a new brush to apply all of our cream products today. So we're gonna go in with, let's do this shade instead. Sorry, recapping, what luggage do I use? I use the Away, the bigger carry-on. I have it in the shade white with the portable charger. I absolutely love nothing more, honestly, than my Away luggage. I love it more than anything. I think it is incredible. I think it is pricey, so if you are looking for something a little bit more cost-effective, I know that there's, you know, some luggages on Amazon that look really similar. Baze is another great brand. Away is expensive, but I do absolutely love my Away luggage. It is truly one of the best things that I have ever purchased, and I have the entire set. So I also have the, we're gonna go in with my little bronzer over here, but am I using the right side of this brush? Yeah. I also 1000% would recommend it. I have, okay, what? I normally have to like pat, but this is just, whoa. Oh my, alarmed. Okay, anyway, I have the entire Away luggage set. So I have the, I'm trying to think, I have the bigger carry-on, the medium, and the large in the white Away. I absolutely love the entire set. I think it is something that I would have bought, you know, like, okay, I just had to stop what I was doing because this brush is literally fabulous. Now I know why there's a wait list for this thing. It doesn't lift or pull any product, but you can still see my little freckles because I'm tan through. And I feel like it's just giving a really nice, like, bronzy look on the side. Okay, I'm here for this. I am gonna go over it with my beauty sponge just because I feel like I like things more muted toned, especially in the summer. Like I said, we're doing kind of like easy, light summer glam. So I just want it to be a little bit more kind of like picked up, but wow, holy cow, that brush, that was the dream. So anyway, like I was saying, I have the entire Away luggage white set. So I have the bigger carry-on, the medium, the large. I love my Away luggages. They are incredible, and I would 1000% recommend them. So the next question is, when is your next trip? So our next trip that is not to Disney is actually going to be this July. Corey and I are going back to Europe, and we are going to, hopefully, fingers crossed, this may or may not change. You know, things are always scheduled to change with travel, but we are hoping to go to Naples, Positano, Sorrento, and Capri. I am so excited. This is like a dream trip. We're so looking forward to it. I am going to be traveling this summer with work, so we decided to add on some time afterward to go to Italy, and I am just elated. So that is when our next trip is. However, I'm even more excited because this is where Corey wanted to go, was like southern Italy. So all by the water, all by the beach, just like truly living in a painting, and I am so excited. But we are gonna actually try a new blush today. So we tried that brush, amazing. We are now gonna go in with the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blush in the shade, I'm trying to look if it has the name, in Bermuda. People rave about this blush. They say it's really beautiful, really sheer. It's this nice, almost like, let's see if I can get it to focus, poppy pink. It's got a little bit of a shimmer. Looks obviously a little plasticky on the top because there's nothing. So we're just gonna kind of, I guess, dip right in, and let's see if it's gonna, I don't know, come out. All right, so I definitely have a lot on my hand, so I'm gonna try to, oh, I guess it's pretty, okay, no, so it's pretty sheer, so I just put some on there. It is pretty sheer, so I'll go back in again. So I am elated and so unbelievably excited to get to Italy. I've been to Italy before, however, I've never been to that part of Italy, so that is something that I am really excited about. And I'm excited to go with Corey. That's what he was excited to do. He was excited to do, wow, this blush. Okay, she's giving. She's definitely pigmented and she looks so pretty. Okay, wow, this is a really good makeup face today. I am filming my April reset after this, so my face is gonna be looking pretty, but wow, holy cow. So this is what the trip was that Corey picked, and I'm just really excited. So yes, we are going to Italy hopefully this summer, and I am really excited about it. I'm also just gonna go over it with this Dibs brush to just kind of like move some of that product around, but wow, this blush is absolutely beautiful and stunning, and holy cow, the drugstore. Next is, do I bring my ring when I travel? The answer to that is yes and no. Yes, domestically, no, internationally. So I brought my ring to Europe in January, and honestly, I'm someone that takes my ring off when I shower, I take my ring off when I sleep. I just don't have my ring on all the time, and I kept getting so unbelievably nervous that something was gonna happen to my ring when I took it off in the hotel room. So I really don't think that I will bring it with me again when we go to Europe. It's just not something that I think I would honestly ever do again. It was more of a headache and a hassle to be so concerned about if it was there, if the stone was gonna fall out, which I know that that's not gonna happen, but I mean, for the amount of money that Corey spent on it, it's not something that I'm willing to chance just to, you know, have a ring on for a few days. So no, I don't travel with my ring. I travel with a travel ring internationally. What is a place that you have traveled to that you would not be keen on going back to? I'm sorry, but 100% Madrid. I actually really didn't like Madrid almost at all. I felt that it was just like your standard basic city. I really didn't love it, so I would have to say Madrid. It was not one of my favorite places that I've ever been, and if I never went back, that would be too soon. It's just not a place for me. There's a lot of people that loved Madrid, and where I thought it was a beautiful place, it's not a place that I would like jump at going back to. Next, we are gonna go in with the NARS bronzer in the shade Laguna. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my eyes for just a little bit of some bronziness on my eyelids. The next one is my travel routine. This is really kind of like a long, I don't want to say it's a super long question, right? Because I don't know how necessarily long it is, but I think it's a little bit too long for this video. So comment down below if you want to hear a little bit about my travel routine, like, you know, my morning or my prepping, and just a little bit more about how I get into the routine when I am going to travel internationally. I can do an entire, just kind of separate video on that, but basically, make a long story short, when it comes to my travel routine, I like to make sure, I would say my 3 biggest tips are, make sure that you're feeling over prepared, have a copy of your passport, and go with the flow. I would say those are things that like get me in my travel routine headspace. Next up we have I just spilled coffee on my shirt. We're gonna leave that in the video because life is great. The next question is, when is your next Disney trip? And our next Disney trip is a lot closer than you think. And that's because it's in 48 hours. So, funny story, surprise, hey, how are ya? Corey and I actually decided, I knew I forgot a step in my makeup routine, my powder. I am gonna put on some powder because we're feeling a little shiny. But anyway, our next Disney trip is in 48 hours. We actually are leaving on Friday. We ended up booking a weekend trip away because when we went with my dad, it was really fun. It was a great time. However, we really wanted to be able to go back just ourselves, and that is in no way, shape, or form anything against my dad, but you know, when you travel with your parents, it's a different experience. We wanted something a little bit more relaxing for when we went back, so we decided, you know what, we talked about this on the podcast too, the episode should already be live, but like why we decided to go back to Disney for a longer weekend instead of traveling to, you know, Fort Lauderdale and Miami. And honestly, it just comes down to price. Like, there's so much that you can do at Disney for free, even just like walking around and taking the monorail with a resort mug or a soda in hand is just like just a really nice thing to do, and it's expensive to go to other cities. But we are going back to Disney actually this upcoming weekend. We leave on Friday morning around 11, and then we'll be there until Sunday night. So if you want to hear a lot more of like the in detail trips about like details about that trip, it's on the podcast. To give you some like high level, we're staying at Coronado Springs, we're going to Animal Kingdom, we're going to Typhoon Lagoon, and we have a rest day and we're gonna mini golf. So I'm very, very excited about that. So that Disney trip is right around the corner. But so then the other Disney trip, aside from this upcoming weekend trip that we are going on in April, we are going back to Disney. These birds are so loud and they're so distracting. I'm so sorry, but the birds really just grind my gears. Anyway, we are going back to Disney in May, and we are so excited for that trip because it is a little bit longer, and we are actually meeting up with Carter and Matt while they're there. So we're super excited to actually be able to meet them in person. So I'm very, very happy about that. So we're going in May. We're not sharing the resort that we're staying at yet because we're keeping that just a little bit of a secret because it is a big resort. However, what I will say is we are staying at a deluxe resort. Our first ever deluxe resort. So if you want to comment down below and take your guesses, go right ahead. But we're going for 6 days. We're super excited and it's going to be a lot of fun. Next question is, would you ever consider a Disney cruise? So the answer to this question is 1000%. So this is actually something that Corey and I have really been considering a lot over the last, I honestly want to say probably month or so. We've really been kind of thinking about taking a cruise in January, like just kind of start out the year instead of doing Christmas gifts. Corey and I are really into experiences over gifts, and where we do, you know, let me tell you, I like a good gift every once in a while. We are saving for a wedding. We still want to be able to travel a lot before we start a family. So we'll have our whole life to be able to, you know, give each other little gifts or, you know, bigger gifts and spoil each other. But we think right now what we really want to do is just be able to travel. So we 1000% would consider a Disney cruise. We're actually looking into one for January of 2024 right now. The birds are driving me bananas, but we are really excited about the opportunity to potentially think about a Disney cruise. Like I said, it's something that we've been really considering heavily in the last month or so. So yes, 1000% we would consider a Disney cruise. The next question is, how do you pick realistic and reachable goals every month? Honestly, I don't. This is something that I am really working on right now. I've never set goals before. This is something that I really kind of wanted to push myself outside of my comfort zone with and set new goals and try to, you know, just have goals to reach every month. I've really been inspired by Carter a lot recently, and, you know, I think that she does such a beautiful job of talking about realistic goals and how she sets her goals and all, you know, this, that, and the other. And it's just something that I've really wanted to try. However, I think one thing that I've learned about myself as I've started to really set my own goals at this point is I think about, what am I passionate about? What do I already do on a daily, you know, day-to-day basis? And what do I want to, you know, continue doing? So for example, I love to read. I like to read at night or during the day or at the pool. So I give myself a goal of, you know, read 3 books. I already know that I'm going to read. It's just a matter of pushing myself a little bit, reading maybe a little bit more than I would have originally. Or, you know, I know that I was in Florida this month, so for example, I've really been enjoying eating, you know, Honeycrisp apples and some fresh fruit since we've been in Florida. So one of my goals this month was, you know, buy fresh fruit every week. So I want to make the goals attainable. I want to make them feel motivating. So I would say that's kind of how I'm picking my realistic goals, is things that I'm passionate about or things that I'm doing on a daily basis, and then trying to push the envelope just one step further and seeing if, you know, I can reach those goals because of it. I also love when I get mascara on the roof of my eye. So I normally will just take a powder puff and just kind of like blend it in or blend it away. Normally I have a spoolie with me, but I don't today. So this is how it's gonna be working. So loving this like kind of light summer glam right now. I'm really, really into it. On to some kind of like work-ish questions. What tips do you have to maintain a good work life and personal life balance? I get this question a lot. I do work from home. I also do YouTube. So having a work life, personal life balance is super important to me. The biggest tip that I can tell you between work life and personal life balance is bring some of your personal life into your work day. Brianna, what do you mean by that? I mean, on your lunch break, do something around your house or do a hobby. For example, I'm on my lunch break right now, so I'm bringing YouTube, my personal life, into my lunch break, or I'll fold some laundry, or just doing things during the day that can help your future self when you're at work. I think is something that I've really enjoyed and has really resonated with me as I've navigated my work from home kind of journey and life. So that is how I would say I maintain a good work life, personal life balance, is I try to bring some personal life into work so that I don't feel like there's there's this clear divide and I have to be super, super rigid. And I think that that's definitely really helped me. So the next question is, how did you get into the travel industry? Did you go to school for it? I'm also getting really frustrated with these birds. However, we're gonna push through because I love being outside. So I did not go to school to do anything in the travel industry. I actually went to school to do fashion marketing, and then I wanted to go to law school at Fordham University in New York City, and I wanted to be a lawyer for a really big fashion company. That was always a dream of mine. And then what ended up happening was I went on a trip to Greece in my junior going into my senior year, completely changed the trajectory of my life, and then I ended up actually, now I work for the company that I ended up traveling with in I think it was 2017, and I just absolutely love it. I didn't take any courses for it. I didn't do anything kind of in that realm. I was originally in an entry-level sales role. Now I'm a sales trainer, so that's kind of how I got into the travel industry, and let me tell you, I love nothing more than being in the travel industry. So now I'm gonna do the Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat. I haven't really said anything. I'll go through at the end and share what I've used, but I'll also have it linked down below. I'm gonna go in with the nude lip cheat. So the next question was tips for someone trying to dress up more. I think one of the most important things that you can do when you're trying to figure out if you want to dress up more or anything in that nature is finding your style, right? I think that so many times we get so excited to go shopping and get dressed up because we see these girls on Instagram like being the cool girls and getting all dressed up. And the worst thing is when you go in the store and you try something on and it either doesn't look good on you or it doesn't fit your style or you just don't feel yourself. So my recommendation would be go on Pinterest, type in, casual dinnerwear outfit, or Saturday style, or athleisure, or something that you might like, or even just casual outfits inspo, right? And look through and see, okay, what do I actually like? What is my style? What do I feel like would get me excited to, wear that? Where would I wear that? Do I want to make a day that I'm going to wear that outfit out? And I think that would really help you kind of figure out, one, your style. Then that's the first thing, is just figuring out what you like in your style. I think is imperative. Like, it is so, so important, because if not, you just start pulling things off the rack and you don't know if you love it. You might kind of like it, but you're not 1000% sure. So I would say that's number one, is kind of finding out your style. And then looking on Pinterest can definitely help you do that, because it's the perfect place to be able to search and look at a few different things that you would, maybe like. Trial and errors with podcasting could use some tips. Let me tell you, we're still trying to figure out this whole podcasting thing. It is so much harder than you think. We do it all in one take. We don't edit, except for I trim the end and I trim the beginning. However, if I feel like I'm sounding kind of funny in the episode, we might start over. And that's something that we're definitely working towards. But I would say the biggest tip and trick that I have for podcasting that Corey and I are finding right now is prepare. You need to prepare, and you cannot prepare the morning before your podcast. So Corey and I have decided that the night before we're going to record, before bed, we get into bed 15 minutes early, and we talk about what we want to talk about in tomorrow's episode. And we really just dive into, okay, I'm really passionate about talking about this. Do you have something that you're passionate about talking about? Oh, I was passionate about that too, but you start it and I'll finish it. And we have a worksheet that we go off of, because if you don't do that, you're setting yourself up for so much failure. It is imperative that you prepare, because if not, you and the other person haven't talked about your ideas, your vision, how you want the podcast to sound. Especially for me, I am someone who is a perfectionist. I don't mean to be, but I can be. So it is so important that Corey and I both know what he wants to get out of it, what I want to get out of it, how are we working together as a team. It is so important. So the last question, and by far my most exciting one that I'm excited to answer. Do you think social media, vlogs, podcast will always be a side hustle for you? Would you ever do this full time? The answer to your question is yes. I would 1000% do this full time. If YouTube and the podcast and Instagram and social media took off for me, I would dive headfirst into this and do it full time without looking back a second ever. It is something that I have enjoyed more than anything. I always thought that this was just going to be a fun hobby. I didn't even think I'd hit 1,000 subscribers. I just was doing this to document our vacations and our travels and fun days that Corey and I spend together, and it just made me really excited to get into YouTube in general. Then Corey and I fell, in love with Disney, and the anti-Disney adult is how we try to describe ourselves, of you can go to Disney and still love it and be an adult, because Disney adult has such an awful stigma around it. And you know, that really took off, and we've loved the podcast, and we've had so many of you comment such wonderful, beautiful reviews on the podcast. That means the world to us. And so yeah, will it always be a side hustle? I don't want to call it a side hustle because I just enjoy doing it, and I get paid sometimes to do it too, which makes it even better. And it's just a hobby, and it's just something that I absolutely love more than anything. If this could ever turn full-time, it would be truly a dream. Like, I would dive in head first because I love nothing more than YouTube. It's become, over the last 2 years, I started YouTube in May of 2021 is when I bought my camera, but in January of 2021 I told myself that I was going to start a YouTube channel, and I started documenting my 1 second a days on my iPhone, and then bought my camera. We went to Disney, and the rest is history. And that's how I really got a pretty big kickstart. Was our first ever Disney vlog series that went up in May of 2021 was getting thousands and thousands of views, and I was like, is this normal? I was like, this is my first ever video and I've gotten, you know, 6,000 views on it. Like, is this normal? Then I started posting other videos and I was getting, you know, 100 views, and I was like, okay, humbled. I get it, YouTube. So would I do this full time? Absolutely. I love it, like literally more than anything. It's been such an amazing, incredible journey, and I'm so grateful for all of you that are here supporting me, watching my videos, commenting, thumbs up, subscribing, sharing. Like, it is just amazing. People that post our videos, like our Disney videos or my vlogs, in their Instagram stories and tag me, like, I just like never thought that that was going to be what this turned into, and it has just been a dream, and it has been so amazing. So I absolutely love it. I would do it full time if the opportunity ever presented itself. But I need a sip of coffee because I am thirsty from chit-chatting. However, let me get everything that I used today out of my bag. I will have everything linked down below as well for anything that, you know, is in stock or that you can buy, because I didn't really talk about too much of what I was using as I was going, because we were just kind of, you know, socializing, chit-chatting, not really, you know, diving too deep in. So let me get everything out of my bag. All right, so we will go in order. These were the beauty products that I used. First, I used the Sun Touchable Whoa Glow 30 in the shade, I think this is Sunbeam. I absolutely love this e.l.f. skin. I feel like it gives my skin just that nice, healthy glow underneath, and I absolutely love that. Then I went in with my Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint Light Coverage. This is probably by far one of my all-time recent favorite products of life. It is perfect for summer makeup, glowy makeup. It just gives me that little bit of coverage that I absolutely adore. And then I used the Hourglass Concealer in the shade Sepia Vanish. This is definitely light for the summer, so I might need to get a different shade, but I love this concealer. And then I blend all that stuff in with my Amazon Beaky sponges. I can have those linked down below as well. Then I go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder on my little Amazon powder puff, just to like kind of blot, not like the, you know, shininess and healthiness and glow, but you know, you've got some oil, so we like to have it soaked up on the powder puff, so I use that. Then I went in with my Dibs Beauty Duo Stick in the shade Spill the Tea and Full Deets in the blush, but I only used the bronzer shade. And let me tell you, holy cow, this Dibs brush, I get the hype. 10 out of 10. I don't even know if it's in stock. It constantly goes out of stock, but this is now my new all-time favorite brush, and I want to use it forever and always. So this was a 10 out of 10. And then another new product that I tried was this e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blush in the shade Bermuda. Obsessed. Am I ever gonna wear another blush again? I don't know. This one's making me feel super beautiful, and I'm very happy about that. So I would definitely rate that e.l.f. a 10 out of 10. I'm starting to get into a lot more drugstore makeup. Where I love Sephora, I do. I want to start finding just some, you know, drugstore products, because I like the drugstore too. So I'm very happy with that find. That was awesome. And then I went in with this, I think this is a, yeah, Sephora just eyeshadow blending brush, and my NARS bronzer in the shade Laguna, just up here in my eyes for a little bit of eyeshadow, a little bit of dimension today. And then I went in with my Lancome eyelash primer, and then the Lancome Idol Lash Mascara, and then the Bad Gal Benefit Bag Mascara. This is my Always Lash Cocktail. And then I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel just to hold my brows in place. And then for today's lip, also my eyes kind of like itchy. I wonder if I just have a little like loose hair or something. But either way, then I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade, iconic nude just to line my lip. And then I use the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in the shade Brown Sugar. Holy cow, this is, I think this is like, I don't know, maybe my second time ever using it, and wow, do I love this color. I love more of these like brownie taupe colors, especially for my skin tone, because I have darker olive skin. I mean, you can literally tell like how tan I am. If I were to put a shade, like one of these lighter pinky shades on my lip right now, it would wash me out, completely wash me out. So it just like would not be for me. So yeah, those were all the products that I used today. I love doing these coffee chats. This is by far one of my absolute favorite videos to film because I just feel like we're on FaceTime. So comment down below what you liked about this month's coffee chat or any questions that you have for next month. I literally can't stop playing with this brush or putting more blush on my face because I think that that e.l.f. Putty blush is like my new favorite makeup product. Let's see how it wears throughout the rest of the day. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. I can also queue up my other monthly coffee chats. This is the third one of many to come in the future. Like I said, they're becoming slowly my favorite videos to film. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.